We got a good one for you tonight. We're bringing on some of the paid team, Master Ventures team, the Apollo X team, coming on to give you the answers to the questions that you've been longing for. The answers that I couldn't have answered in the previous AMAs because I just didn't know the answers to them. I don't know the answers to everything we're doing. That's why we have a team. So I got them here for you tonight. I also sent the invite link to my team. Some of them are scared to come on. Some of them a little bit embarrassed, a little shy. That's okay. We got a couple on that are here, ready to answer your questions. So let's jump into it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you all being here. All right. So what does everyone think of the market? That's my question to you. Are we in a multi-year bear market, or is this a matter of massive market manipulation? It just feels to me like it's massive manipulation. There's just from a fundamental aspect, a macro perspective on the crypto market, it just doesn't seem feasible that there's just no reason why we should have any type of massive pullback. So, you know, we have now 3 countries in South America in the past week who have all announced their plans to use Bitcoin as legal tender, legal currency. It's a huge deal, and the market didn't even react in a positive. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The writing is on the walls, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we've got hundreds of banks in the United States that are going to be offering Bitcoin services, I think in like the next week or something in the United States. This is also huge, massive news. You guys, everybody I know, all the other influencers and KOLs, everybody's very bearish and pessimistic right now, and it's really bumming me out. So I don't want to be selling hopium here. I don't have the crystal ball or answers to what's going on. It just doesn't make any sense that we would have another multi-year bear run. In my opinion, it is absolutely manipulation. And there's also something I've been saying for a very long time where people have to understand that Bitcoin isn't just some commodity that's a commodity. Bitcoin is threatening the biggest powers in the world because the US dollar controls the world, and the people that control the US dollar have all the power. So I think for a very long time, they didn't take Bitcoin as a serious threat. And now they do. And there's probably so much going on behind the curtains that we have no idea what's happening. But I'm certain that people who hold all the power and want the US dollar to reign champion forever aren't going to go down easy. I've always been saying this is going to result in a war of some sort. Not ones with missiles and guns, but, you know, more of what we're seeing now. People, they realize, you know, back in 2016, 17, they're like, I think we need to shut down Bitcoin. They obviously didn't understand how it works and that you cannot do that. So, yeah. So, you know, let me know what you guys think of the current market conditions. If you have any questions in particular, you know, that you might want me to answer. I'm going to now bring on a couple guys from the team. I'll bring them both on, and just to say hi. If you guys have any questions, let's bring on Dan, head of product, and we got Willie, who's in charge of Apollo X. Say hi, guys.
Hey guys.
You guys might recognize both of these guys. Willie's the one that always walks around without his shirt on in the background of AMAs, and Dan is the one who is the famous one for doing all the tricks behind me in the AMAs. Just like that, exactly.
I thought about wearing a wig and just having my back to you guys, and then just like
turning around.
Yeah, I tried to find an astronaut suit to come in today for Apollo X, but I couldn't find one on time. So
yeah, it takes a couple days. Yeah.
So for this, guys, what I want to do is just for Dan, if you guys have any questions for product, whether it's Ignition, the paid DApp, whatever, Apollo X product, from the business logic and things like that, you can talk to Willie about that. But please, like, just for the next 10 minutes or so, can you make your question specific for Dan and Willie, and we'll try to get them answered. It's a good opportunity because you guys often ask me questions that I don't know the answers to, and I wanted to bring these guys on so we could have some more clarity on these things. Let's see. There was a question. Let's see. Well, maybe Dan, you can start with some updates.
Sure. Yeah, so I'm really excited. The next lottery, entering the lottery to get whitelisted, basically to win tickets for Ignition projects, is going to be done through the platform. The next one, it'll be super easy. You'll just sign in. You'll just click, I want to join the lottery. You'll just toggle through whatever wallets you have, click a few more buttons, and that'll be it. So really excited. We're going to get that out. KYC status is very close to being on the platform as well, so you always know that. And then next week, we're working on a dashboard, so that's going to be great as well. We're working on it next week. It'll be out soon. You'll be able to see what projects you've invested in, and we're also going to create like a bit of a portal so that the projects themselves can also push some updates. Because I know, there's a lot of things going on, and you want to be able to stay on top of your projects and are they doing staking rewards, or just these kind of things. There'll be one place you'll be able to see everything kind of there, how much you invested and things like that. So I'm excited to be working on getting those things out. It's also going to be unified, so you'll be able to see what's going on Apollo X. If you're participating in both sides, you'll be able to kind of see that unified, and it'll be the same login for Apollo X and Ignition as well. So it'll be nice and easy.
Sweet. I just went back to the top. I just want to answer this question from Paolo. He says, if I stake 25K paid in the 3 years, 3x Ignition pool, will I get a Galaxy tier allocation? Great question. It doesn't multiply the amount of paid tokens you have. It just multiplies the amount of tokens that you get. So, if you have 25,000 paid and you get 2 moon tickets, then if you have that 3 years, then you're going to get 6 tickets. And these numbers, to be clear, aren't finalized yet. It's just what we've been leaning toward. But that's how it works. So, that's the answer to that one. I think, Willie, maybe you can give some updates on Apollo X.
Yeah, sure. So I know there's a lot of questions out there about what we're doing with Apollo X. Guys, I just want to let you know that Apollo X is being created fully for testing lots of new methods out that we've been hearing feedback for. I know quite a few of the community haven't been getting as much action on Ignition as they should have been. There's also quite a high stipulation for projects to come into to Ignition as well. So what we've created this for is basically to give the smaller holders a lower entry point, really, to the IDOs. There's no reflection really on the products whatsoever or the projects we're going to launch. They're all going to be top class projects. We're really looking for super low market caps on launch. We want to have stuff that is really strong and got a good community behind it before we launch. One of the main things that we found was market saturation with the amount of IDOs that's coming out at the moment. So I've seen a few questions just went up there about how many projects we're going to be doing. I know a few of the team disagree with me on this, but initially I want to do 1 a week only, which will be 4 a month, and try to really focus on those projects fully from a content standpoint. Really trying to create hodlers more than dumpers. I think that's the main goal here, and trying to educate people on the projects that we're actually launching and the reason we're launching them and what effect they're going to have on the world and on the industry through blockchain technology. So for us, it's definitely we really want community feedback with all this. I think after the first model is set in stone, we'll be asking you guys for some feedback on whether you liked it, what you think can change. You guys have got a lot of voice in this, and that's what we want. We want to really just give you guys a voice and really provide what you want.
Can you give them at all a little like teaser about the persona thing even?
Yeah, we've got this real strange marketing plan for you guys. I mean, we're going really, really, really out there with this sort of stuff. So we're really testing different methods. We've got like 40 creatives that are collaborating in teams. They're creating content for the up and coming projects. We have live events and broadcasts that are planned with international DJs. We have sellings of the NFTs, talk with crypto experts, innovators, developers, founders. We're all going to do this. Actually, most of the AMAs for most of these projects will be done in a 3D space where we're going to a virtual world where we're going to give people avatars. There's going to be a project avatar. There's going to be an avatar for Apollo X. She's pretty hot. Basically doing very different things with our marketing and interaction that you're going to see coming up, and it's quite exciting for us. It's real fun to work on this, and the team are really, really stoked about it as well.
It's gonna be awesome.
Can you share anything, Willie, about the VR room?
Yeah, it's something we're getting built. It's actually finished. The VR room is going to be very special. I mean, we're going to have different areas in there where we can put some NFTs from the projects where you can go and buy them. You can actually.
Sorry, can you back up a little bit and tell them more what the VR room is, like what it's about?
Yeah, so basically it's a platform where we can launch projects really. So it's a platform where everybody can go in together. We can chat together while we're in there, just like this. You can ask questions. We will put each project up on the main stage. We'll give them different rooms within our world. Where they can, put their some products up there on NFTs. They can stand up on the stage, do AMAs, really, really sort of show what they have and anything they have, they can show within this world how they want to show it. This is going to be completely customizable for each project. It'll have probably a different design and feel according to each project that we do. And there's going to be a lot of sort of interactivity within that world as well. So just getting people more involved and getting a more personal feel, as well as sort of some gamification, sort of anime, cartoony style stuff, and really out there marketing that you're going to be pretty stoked on for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys watching this have ever seen the Wall Street during an IPO, but they have on Wall Street they have this platform that the company will stand on that's about to go public, and then they'll ring the bell when that project starts trading. So from what I understand, we're going to do like a virtual platform as well. The project founders will be there. This is all at the launch of when the project goes public. It's a big deal. So we're going to be there celebrating them. And I hear also there's going to be some ones with big DJs and things like that coming through. So it should be a lot of fun and just a good experience.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you, Willie. Crypto Cavalier, and by the way, thank you for showing up every week. Appreciate your loyalty and stuff like that. It says, hey Kyle, hey Willie, quick question about Apollo X. Will there be a minimum allocation as well as a maximum allocation so small holders can get a minimum $20 or something? Thanks for all you do. And my question back to you, I'll let Willie answer it, but also Crypto Cavalier, if you could let me know, like, do you guys, and this is actually for all of you guys, we're trying to figure this out and really we're going into more detail, but my question is, do you think that small token holders would be happy with a $20 allocation, like the trust swap model? I hear that, gets spread out very thin and the allocations are quite small, but people seem to be happy because they're guaranteed something at least. So please, in the comments, if you guys can let us know what your thoughts are on that, but I'll let Willie take it from here.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we've been having back and forth on this, you would not believe. I mean, we set a meeting time of 1 hour with the team on this, and it ends up 2 hours, and we're still not finished on it. There's so much to look at with this, crunching data, trying to make everybody happy, and it's really difficult to do so. So with we were having trouble trying to define what's a minnow and what's a whale, right? Because we really want to give the minnows the sort of chance and the entry point that we can, but when it becomes, whether it's an Ethereum raise or a BSC pad raise, we really don't know which is going to be. We would like to go with something with smaller fees, obviously, because if you guys are getting a $20 allocation, you have to stake, you have to claim, you have to sell it. So the gas fees could be a wee bit more than what you're getting on your allocation. So there will be a minimum allocation that's going to be given to people. We are actually going to probably just make a tier system, which will basically cater to everybody. So the minnows, the middle class guys, I don't know what to call them really, and the whales. So I don't know how to call these guys, or the fish, somebody said earlier, but yeah, there will be a minimum and there will be a maximum allocation, and that won't be weighted in any way. It'll be across the board, the same for everybody in the same tier, so it makes it fair.
Dan, I'm not sure if you can answer this question or not, but it's from Dan. Dan said, "Hey Kyle, Paid has mail issues, so users haven't been getting some whitelist emails. If projects haven't launched but the whitelist is closed, is there a way to get in if you have a guaranteed allocation?" So maybe what you can talk about, maybe what you can talk about here, Dan, is the new whitelisting process and how it won't rely. First of all, I'm not sure people should be relying on emails, but more checking the websites. But
yeah. I mean, yeah, and we apologize for the bit of email issues we've been having. Unfortunately, like, just crypto projects are a bit limited with email providers. So, we're moving to a much better one now. But the receiving of the email doesn't, if you're following our Telegram and our Twitter, you'll know when a whitelist opens, and you don't need to receive a confirmation to be in the whitelist. I know it's that peace of mind that, yeah, you entered correctly, but that doesn't really make a difference. At the end of the day, like, we are getting your entry, but yeah, in the new platform, when it's there's a couple stages. Just we're trying to roll things out as quick as possible, but very soon when it's fully finished. Well, the second that you enter the whitelist, it shows, like, it changes from enter lottery to modify lottery, and you can see, like, you've already entered, and then soon we'll be showing your tickets and your winning tickets right there on the platform as well. So you'll always be able to, like, just look there and have peace of mind and not worry, like, if you're getting emails or not.
Thank you. Do we know anything about this Poland? Was that specific for one project, or is this something that it's not? It must have been project specific, right?
Yeah, it's project specific. It's not one of our, like, normal banned countries, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side, when you're on a project page, you can see additional restricted countries. Some projects have their own list of additional restricted countries. So that will be, listed there, as well as if you're in one of those countries, you won't be able to join the lottery, submit your entry anyways. So, but yeah, just hopefully next one, no problems.
Thank you. There's some funny things in here. These guys are always here every week talking about their cats. Let's see. So Willie, here you go. When Apollo X, bro.
All right, bro. We've decided that I don't want to give a date on this. I really don't, but I would say maybe the first week of July. Maybe the first week of July. I would say that's a pretty good chance of that happening. And I really don't want to rush this, guys. I mean, people are pushing stuff out in the market that's not ready, and I don't believe that we should be doing that as well. We want to make this right for everybody and get it right. I know it's not going to be right first time, but like I say, this is it's basically very fluid. We're going to listen and react to the community feedback consistently and try to change things as we go. But I would say probably first week of July would be good.
Yeah, and one of the things that we're trying to focus on too is making sure that the first project is special, and we've been working with the token economics and things like that to try to make it appealing even in a market such as this one. I can't say too much, but we just saw, like, the only thing that's performed extremely well in the past month or something has been Launchpad, and that's because their initial market cap was $150,000. This is something that we've been talking about a long time internally on how to structure token economic models. It's quite interesting, actually. Like, this is something that I've been pitching to projects for a long time. People get a little bit worried about it, but we've fine-tuned the kind of model. And if you trust a project, like for example, for paid, we haven't ever sold any tokens in our treasury or team or anything yet. Even though if you look at our token economics, like we rightfully have a lot of different buckets that have unlocked, like ecosystem and development, referrals, staking. These things have some of them have unlocked already. And if we wanted to, we could be selling these tokens in the market. That's what they're for. However, we haven't, because we want to be conscious of the price and the sell pressure and inflation and things like that. So one idea, is instead of selling a lot of tokens to private investors who haven't shown the best interest of the projects, most of them, we see a lot of dumping. Every month when there's an unlock from a project, you see these big, huge sell-offs, all the private investors taking profits. If you can find a responsible project and have them sell a lot less tokens to private investors, and keep more of those tokens, then they can strategically the project can sell those tokens into the market as they need more operating revenue. Not abusing that, but just doing it as they need it. And then you don't have all the control of the sell pressure is that in the hands of the project versus that of the projects of the investors. And that gives you a much more control and much less huge fluctuations in price due to big sell-offs. So these are things that we've been exploring lately, as far as how to structure token economics, and seeing that Launchpad did this and it worked extremely well for them. But something that we've been thinking about for a long time. So it's nice to see that validation from that project, that's how it worked. We'd like to, the idea that Willie was talking about, having one project a month, is to make sure that they all do extremely well. Is Apollo X going to BSC, going in to BSC and Ethereum?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dan, go ahead.
Yeah, it is. As well as Ignition as well. Like, we're set up now to do BSC launches and raise in BNB. Soon we'll also have the option to do the raises in non-native tokens. So like BUSD on BSC or USDC, USDT on Ethereum. So that'll be good as well.
Okay, I see a lot of people asking about BitClout and what we're doing on there. I just want to talk about that a little bit, because I'm passionate about BitClout.
Yeah.
So we've been making some moves on BitClout. Basically, we've been one of the things I want to do with Apollo X is to cross over and give basically some allocations to people that are on BitClout using our accounts. So with Omni, which is going to be our first project, I think, I shouldn't have said that, but it looks like it's going to be Omni. We created an account with them yesterday on BitClout. We have an Apollo X account on there, as well as our Master Ventures and our Pay. But there will be a giveaway that's going on there. So holders of each project will get some preference to having some allocations in the future. We're still working that out, but in the future, I see a good collaboration and a different market there that we can sort of tap into, and also sort of revolutionize the way that we do IDOs through social media. It's something that I'm very passionate about. We actually do, as Danny Baker, one of our staff, is already set up a node for BitClout, and we're testing it. So look forward to doing a lot more through Apollo X and also through Master Ventures and what we're doing with our projects on BitClout. So yeah, if you don't know what it is, check it out. Revolutionary stuff.
Do we maybe want to, I see some people asking about when they can buy paid on BSC.
Mm-hmm.
That should be any day now. I am working on getting that set up shortly. We've already launched the token and everything. So it's just a matter of just a couple little steps to get the pool open and everything, and then that should be good to go. We'll definitely let you guys know.
About exchange listings, we're talking to several, still in discussions with the big ones. everything needs to be strategic from a project perspective. This is the same reason that everyone who's building in 2018 and 19 saved all their good news and partnerships for a bull run, because if you have like negative market conditions, like right now, and you release good news or something big happens, it just doesn't have the same kind of effect in the market as it does in an upward market. So I think we're in a really good position right now with a couple of big exchanges and some really solid ones that you guys are going to be very excited for. We're just waiting for the right time on this one, and that's as soon as we start to see some upward trajectory. If you guys see any questions you want to answer, please feel free. BSC pad has allocations of less than $1, which is still but something reasonably good. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it would be really nice, guys, to hear what is the minimum that we can, that you guys would feel comfortable with as an allocation, because it's something that comes up in our chats all the time. We can accommodate a lot more people with a lot smaller allocations in these raises, but obviously we don't want to sort of give you guys such a small allocation that it's not worth your while to do it and to claim it. It's not good for us, it's not good for you, and it's not good for the project. So it'd be nice to hear some feedback. I know Dan has a plan to do some nice surveys, then try to get some feedback from you guys, and we are listening. So please just let us know if you can.
Yeah, this is kind of there was a survey on Twitter that I had seen, and it was asking people what their favorite Launchpad was, and TrustPad won by a lot, and the reason for it was that there was this guaranteed allocations, and that's the reason that we're doing Apollo X is to make sure that we have guaranteed allocations. And I think the most important question for us to understand is that is how small is acceptable. $1 absolutely is not. Here in this comment from Crypto one time says that $20 is better than nothing, and this is in the meeting that we had earlier. I would tend to agree. We're really going to try to focus on for Apollo X and probably even for Ignition here, probably trying to encourage at least most of our projects to at least mint a good amount of their supply on Binance Smart Chain, so that if you get a $20 allocation, you're only paying 5 or 10 cents for a gas fee versus $20 or $30. You don't want to be paying your entire allocation amount in gas. But if you can get a $20, $30, $40 allocation and you don't have to pay basically anything for gas, then it's not so bad, and at least you're guaranteed everything. And yeah, so that's just my 2 cents. But thank you, Crypto one time, for your feedback here. That's something that we've been wondering, and here's another one from Byron. I think $20 minimum allocation is good, but I think it's better to not have a maximum. So many opinions.
Yeah. Obviously, we can't please everybody, but we can come to a common ground, I'm sure.
Kate has been a project in Chasse. Yes, I like to think so. Willie, you look like a famous football player.
Brozovic. Who's Brozovic? I hate football. I hate even talking about it. So. Just going to see the paid price drop now from all the football fans.
Kyle, when next private sales? So this is something that we've been talking about today as well. I'll talk about what potentially might happen for Ignition, and then Willie can go into what we talked about in our meeting today. With our experimental, this is experimental thought processes, nothing's set in stone, but we'll talk to it. So there's a really, 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 really cool project coming up called Partisia, and we're working with Partisia as both supporting from advice and ecosystem growth, as well as we're big investors in the project. Partisia.com. Partisia's badass. It's using a newer technology in the tech space called multi-party computation. It's a layer 1 and layer 2 infrastructure blockchain. They're making a really great competitive analysis, comparing themselves to Polkadot, Solana, things like that. So it's that caliber of project. They've already raised $20 million. There's already like 40 or 50 projects building on it already. And they haven't even started like a proper marketing campaign, things like that. Mainnet should be launched Q4. And so I just asked them, if we can potentially get a private sale allocation for ignition. So that's we are working on that. But Willie, can maybe just tell them what we were kind of thinking about earlier as far as what we might be doing for Apollo X.
Yeah. So again, we've been putting out sort of a teaser narrative that we're really looking at sort of accommodating the minnows and the smaller guys, but we don't want to forget about the guys that are class as whales as well. Also giving people a chance to get access to private sales on Apollo X could be done very differently. We have a few different things that we want to do. Obviously, when we're choosing these products, there's a lot of stipulations that we go through, and one of those that I think moving forward will be that I ensure that the project set aside some private sale allocation, that we can do basically a private sale for every project that we do on Apollo X. We've had a few different ways of thinking about it. One possibly could be a burn feature, which I love burning stuff. I think the supply would be great to be burnt and taken off the market. So there could be a possible way that we could literally buy lottery tickets for a private sale by burning paid. So you come and you burn 500 to 1,000 paid. Please don't hold me on those figures, but hypothetically speaking, we could burn 500 to 1,000 paid, and you get a guaranteed allocation paid for into the private sale. So you won't even have to invest. Stuff like that, which is going to reduce the circulating supply, which is going to help us the price of paid moving forward. So there's going to be different ways that we're going to do it, hopefully within the tiered system as well. So the top tier would probably get some access to private allocations as well. And then on a buy a lottery ticket burn feature. Yeah.
Do you guys think the excessive and successive amounts of IDOs hurt the interest in paid? So this is so the whole so we don't know, but we're gonna find out, and that's what Apollo X is all about. It's literally the analogy of Kusama and Polkadot. It's the test net. So we want to find this Adam. We want to know the answer to this question as much as you do, and that's why Willie is taking the ultra conservative approach of, one IDO a week initially. We will see. We'll see that. We'll see. I don't know if it's fair to say that we're comparing apples to apples because, every single project is going to have different marketing, different token economics. So it's hard. But I think after 3 or 4 of them, we'll certainly know. Be able to have a better idea if doing 3, 4, 5 IDOs a week is really diluting the attention that a project is getting, or if it's just a condition of a result of market conditions.
I think also, it's not only our IDOs that are going on the market every day. There's other launchpads out there. So in my opinion, I think that the market was completely saturated with the bull run. People were just trying to push out projects as much as they could and as quick as they could. I don't like moving money from one project to another, which I think a lot of the retail is doing at the moment. So the liquidity in the market is low. I think people are trying to jump on the next train, so they're dumping one token to go to the next. I mean, if you keep doing that, you're just gonna move from project to project throughout the full bull run and end up holding the last token that you have as the bear market comes in. So, in my opinion, I think there should be less IDOs, but that's only my opinion. I just lost points because I knew that would happen. As soon as I said it, I'm like, I'm going to get a kickback on this. I mean, I'm pushing upstream.
Okay, let's see. Just going through it. You guys see any of the questions you want to answer?
Let's see.
I don't understand the question to this. How to impact parachain dot price? Can you explain with example? I don't quite understand the project, the question, and you asked about 15 times. I don't know what you're talking about, but Kusama is doing their first parachain on the 15th, and we have, I've been teasing to you guys the past couple of weeks about how we're really starting to dive deep into down the substrate parity Polkadot Kusama ecosystem. Actually, we should do a competition maybe. I'm wondering, okay, so you know how Akala has Karua, Moonbeam has Moon River. We actually need a name for paid, because paid chain, we're going to ultimately paid network will have paid chain, and that's going to be the flawless, battle. Like everything will be, everything will have been battle tested by the time it gets to paid chain. But we need a Kusama version of paid chain. So I've been trying to think about this, and trying to think of like creative, interesting names for the Kusama version of paid chain. And curious if you guys have any feedback or any cool names to think of. But yeah, it's gonna be big. So we have Kusama auction starting on the 15th, and I think they said there's gonna be about one a week. Each process should last about a week. I think they said there's like 4 days of auctioning, and then 2 or 3 days of auctioning, and then 5 days of a candlestick auction after that, and then they pick the winner, and the whole and then winner announced. And I'm also curious to see who you guys think is going to be the first parachain slot. That's going to be interesting. Is it going to be Moon River or Karua or whatever the one is for Plasm? I don't know.
So I see Zed there. Hey Kyle, do you guys have any plans to combat front-running bots? There's one wallet in particular that's destroying everyone at the very start. We're working actively on this at the moment within the team. It's not really a project from Paid or Master Ventures, but it's actually, we've got a lot of nerds on our team. So I'm one of them. So I love bots and I love all this market playing and stuff. So we have a few bots running ourselves. We're trying to counteract them. We're talking tonight. I've got a meeting with Ryan on our team and another company to talk about this. There is things in motion to try and sort of combat this. And I'll give you some more info on that moving forward. But we are actively working on these front-running bots and these sandwich bots that are on Uniswap right
now. Kyle, in hindsight, do you wish that you would never sold so many tokens to private investors? I think that in hindsight, I wish that we gave smaller allocations to each private investor and some in particular who I wish we never sold to, but again, it's hindsight. So you never really know. There was a couple influencers who every time they get it unlocked, they just dump everything all at once without, that's just really bad for a project, and our boys over here at Pinnacle, just saying, sad part of private allocation is everyone wants more and more profits rather than supporting the ecosystem. It is sad. This approach, it doesn't really exist in traditional legacy investing. When an investor invests in an equity project, they know it's long game, and so they have to be more confident and do more due diligence. And they know that it's a 3 to 15 year, exit plan. In crypto, it's a 1 to 6 month exit plan for a lot of people. And that is a sad thing, a lot of people know, like I don't really sell my tokens, and I try to support and stay involved in everything that we invest into. Is it the best strategy? I don't know, but do I feel like I have an ethical and moral obligation to the projects that we invest into to do that? Yes, I do. And so even if it's not me maximizing the best profits in the world, I feel like a lot. I can sleep better at night knowing when I talk to these projects and promise them that I'm going to help out and support them, for the long run. That's what I do, and but everyone's different, and that is one thing that makes investing in crypto very different.
now. I think we need to change the title of the video. I just see a comment.
What?
The title of the video says Polygon and Cardano Ignition IDOs. So
really?
Yeah, I just seen it. Kevin Leong, thank you for your.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
So now you know what the next video he's doing is.
Mike. He's listening, I'm sure. Explain, Mike, make a comment. Let us know what's going on with it. So, okay, I saw another question too. Someone asked earlier, if we're working on a project, how do we get in contact with you? You can message me on Telegram. It's my name at Kyle Chasse. And also, but
hey, can I stop you there? Don't message Kyle on Telegram.
No.
Okay, he will not get an answer. He won't see it. He won't answer it. Okay, it doesn't happen. If you want, try to get one of our other people, and they will get to Kyle because he'll be lost. That's true.
If you have something you're trying to launch on Ignition or Apollo X, there's a form when you at the bottom of the page of Ignition says launch my project or something like that. You click that, fill out the form, somebody will actually look at it, and if and get it, if it's legit, they'll get it in front of Kyle or whoever.
And the disclaimer is it's not that he's lazy. It's just that if you've seen his Telegram, you would understand why. I mean, it's crazy. He's maxed out everything on his Telegram, and it's quite hard to decipher that.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe don't message me. But I did see someone else ask a similar question earlier in the chat, and it was basically the same. It was like, I have a great idea. I want to realize it. How do I do that? So what we are going to be doing probably in it's June, July, August. So probably late Q3. We're going to be starting our next batch of so we're going to start doing things a bit different from Master Ventures from an incubation perspective. We expect to be at the House of DAO location here in Thailand. If you guys, well, I can't share it with you guys yet because it's not done deal, but I'm going to share it with you once it's official. But it's beautiful. It's sick. It's on a private island off the coast of a big island. And it's beautiful. Like it's gorgeous. So what we're going to be doing from Master Ventures perspective is doing like different cohorts or batches of incubator projects. So, if you would like our help, please stay tuned for an announcement that's probably going to come in the next month or so. We will start the process of looking through applications and doing interviews. And what we will do once we choose, I think every 3 months, every quarter, we'll probably do somewhere around 5 to 6 projects. And this you get to basically come in if you have the ability to come into Thailand by then, you can, and we'll put you up at House of DAO, which means you'll get your own villa, right by the beach, and with your team, and then you get to work with us and the incubation team for a period, of approximately 2 to 3 months. And that's incredibly valuable. Not only do you get to leverage people from the team, but all the other guests that we'll have at House of DAO. The capacity of the place we're looking at right now is about 700 beds. I think it's about 400 rooms or so. So it's big. And we, right now we really feel that people want a place to go to. So we're really excited to get this rocking and rolling. So, and I'm glad that you guys are asking, because I always encourage you guys to get in crypto. It's the best decision that you can make. If you're not full-time crypto, do it. It's amazing life. It's so much fun, and I think it's the by far, I don't know, Dan, Willie, what do you guys think about your journey into crypto, and how does it feel compared to your old professional lives?
Yeah, for me, it was, I've always been my own boss. So, I'm pretty used to doing my own thing on my own schedule, but I think it's just been, the biggest thing for me is just the time, man. There's not enough hours in the day in crypto. It never sleeps. I think if you're going to move into it, just make sure you're either single or you've got a really good wife or girlfriend that understands that you're not going to be very communicatable for a long time. So yeah, just realize that it is a commitment and there's a lot of time involved in it. And once you start something with crypto, it's hard to sort of stop. So that's my word of warning. I recommend it to anybody. I mean, it's an amazing, innovative life, and there's every day is something new. I wake up every day, I'm happy. I jump out of bed thinking what's next and what's coming, and I'm so excited. I mean, the heads that are in crypto, people that hadn't been in school, haven't been through high school, you know, like me, I have no degree, I have nothing. I left school when I was 16, and I'm doing pretty good now with crypto, and really enjoying the minds that we have around us. I think with House of DAO especially, that's really going to promote the sort of the innovation that happens when people are together. Imagine having a gap in your tech with your project, and you realize over at Villa 23, they're developing something really, really cool. You drive over in your little electric Lambo, you know, from China, and you knock the door and you do a deal, you know. So this sort of life is definitely, if anybody's thinking about going full time, just do it. Just be aware of the risks, and that you might end up single.
Dan, what about you, man?
For me, like I really like to be challenged, and I feel like crypto just provides this opportunity to work on these innovative, like, you know, humanity changing opportunities of new systems. And, you know, especially that's why like paid is exciting to me, because, you know, we're talking about creating new systems of law and governance that allow people to avoid the corruption of traditional systems that's really, you know, holds down the minorities of the world in you know, mainly in a financial sense, which just impacts everyone, in addition to the other, you know, negative impacts of the current, you know, world systems that are all kind of based on legal first, you know, along with financial. And so if the legal framework and then the paid chain for all the projects to build on for financial gain, and, you know, providing this sort of this bridge between, you know, the physical world and the digital world, that I think like it kind of allows us to do. You know, I can't wait to see it out there, like changing lives and forcing systems to change. So it's exciting.
Cool. Will paid launch Kusama, Polka, and Polygon IDOs in due time? Yeah, we will. We want to be fully multi-chain. You know, this is something that we had a call with our developers. You know, as soon like I mentioned this before, you know, multiple times on different AMAs and things like that. You know, right now you can't really do native launches because mainnet of these protocols, these layer ones, just aren't ready yet. You know, so Polygon is. You know, we've been chatting with them. You know, but we're definitely, of course, going to be getting into any like Rust and Ink languages for any Polkadot and Kusama ecosystems, 100%. You know, but these, and of course, Cardano, when it's ready and things like that, will continue to innovate and be able to accept projects launching natively on any of these layer ones. But I just think it's funny right now that you have all these Ignition are these launch platforms that claim to be dedicated to one particular ecosystem when they can't even launch that ecosystem's projects right now. But yeah, we will. Dan, your favorite project, please.
Sorry, I just took a bite. I haven't had dinner yet. It's getting late. I mean, I'm kind of so busy. It's hard to keep up on things. Other than like the obvious, like Polkadot, of course, because the interoperability is just going to be awesome. You know, along with that, Polkadex, another project that we know about, is going to kind of, along with that, I think be really, really big for Dex. Man, I'm trying to think. Swissborg is great, you know, for on and off ramps for Europe for fiat, helping to bring more money into crypto. If I'm remembering correctly, it's been a couple weeks since I looked at it. Yeah, those are kind of the ones off the top of my head.
Great. I'm just trying to find these pictures of these little mini Lamborghinis that we're gonna have at House of Dow.
Can I just say, hey, Mom, stop calling me. I'm still on live, as you can see.
Is your mom watching?
She's calling me right now, obviously. So.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
All right, let's see if we got any more things.
One there from MG Kafanen. Do you see it, Kyle? Maybe you can pull it up.
What's that?
From, where is he? MG Kafanen. What's your advice for those who can't find a job in crypto but want to go full-time in crypto? What are the options out there? Okay, so listen, we are dying for people right now. We really need staff in a few sectors. I mean, learn Rust. First of all, if you're a developer and you want to get into development, learn Rust. We are crying out for developers in Rust. There's not enough in the world. You will earn a fortune. If you get into this, you're going to earn a lot of money. Second thing is web designers. Good web designers, we need a lot of them. We have projects coming to us all the time with ridiculous websites that need some help, and we refer over. We would rather have somebody in-house. Also, our in-house projects, we need some help with that as well. We have developers, full-stack developers, everything else, but actually good quality web designers is also needed. So yeah, anything in Rust or web design, or if you've got a good head of numbers as well, like a mathematician side is really, really valuable for tokenomics, just running financial models. Just when we come up with these harebrained ideas, we need to run some models just to make sure that they're not affecting the price of our token or even just general tokenomic models. So any sort of mathematical, Rust, or web designers, that would be what I recommend.
Yeah, if you want to be a good UI designer, a good web designer, or at least get your portfolio out there. If you're not already, make sure to be on Dribble, DRIBBBLE. It's where the best designers show off their work and everything. So, and then I'll just share a little of my personal story. The way that I managed to kind of get into crypto, get my foot in the door, was just trying to provide something of value out into the eco space. So in 2017, I was in Crypto Watch Facebook group, and I just started doing some really in-depth fundamental analysis, comparing a couple different projects. They were doing some HPC, high performance computing. So I just wrote up a big report just to kind of because it was something that I was passionate about, kind of looking at these projects in tech and seeing how it worked. So I just wrote up some reports and just shared it out into this community, just because people were sharing stuff as well, and it inspired me. And from that, some people noticed, and I got I got my first job working on MZ was trying to launch Machine Zone. It does the mobile strike and all that. They were trying to launch the token. So didn't end up happening, but that was kind of how I got in. So find a way to provide value. It's it's really key.
Some of these questions, I tell you, it's hard to keep a straight face reading these comments sometimes. This is my sister. My goodness.
Who's your sister?
That was my sister, Shelly B.
Oh, really? Kyle, can we do a challenge? If paid enters the top 50 market cap, we should organize a mega party at House of Dow. We invite the best DJs and models, and the guests don't have to pay for the tickets and pay tokens. Yeah, of course, man.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Top 50 market cap, sure. We can do a lot.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned the pay for the tickets and paid tokens, because it's actually something that we're looking at with House of Dow. Just finding ways that in the future to try and lock up the supply of paid, just to try to help the price along the way. We've, again, talking about running models and stuff, we have a very smart guy, Rodrigo, on our team who just takes our ideas and runs with them. One of those is actually using the paid token for the whole ecosystem of House of Dow. That could be from buying your sodas and our beer at the bar, paying for your food or your spa treatment, but also down to the point of possible real world staking, where we can actually stake your tokens for a certain amount of nights or a discounted rate at the House of Dow or whatever. But yeah, we're thinking about these sort of things, which is interesting. and it's probably the best for the price of pay moving forward. But I think we're probably going to move with that, guys. I'm sure we can agree on that.
Yeah, and regardless, I mean, and I would also say that when, not if, paid enters the top 50, because it's absolutely going to for sure happen. I'm 100% confident in that. But regardless if it happens by the end of the year or not, which I think it probably will, but even if it doesn't, we're at House of DAO, we still want to throw a party with all the same things that you mentioned. Regardless, it's going to be a conference, and we'll call it. It'll be basically like a legitimate version of Fire Festival, without the scam part of it. So, imagine,
right.
jet
maybe
skis.
West is a better reference than.
Maybe a different comparison would be better, I think.
Yeah, like South by Southwest.
Yeah, I just say with Fire Festival is meant to be, but basically, it's it'll be great. I mean, we'll bring all the top speakers in the space. A lot of great projects will be here. We'll have all the fun stuff: jet skis, wakeboards, kite surfing. Willie can teach you guys some kite surfing. We will we'll have like yacht parties, and it'll be really, really fun. So that's something that we have something that we started planning actually back in 2018. So we already have kind of a model of how to set that up. We have our good friends, some great event planners that said they would help us do it. So that's going to be super exciting. And I also have some really fun plans too for some other things that will bring some people out here, like a treasure hunt. There's a lot of stuff that we're working on to just keep everything really, really make sure that Paid and Master Ventures and House of DAO is always in the front of everyone's mind. And I think that's really important, in the space, is to make sure that we're always relevant. We're always innovating, always doing things, always adding more token utility, and trying to stay in the front of people's minds at all times, and remind people, that we're not going anywhere. We have a strong, passionate team, and we're really excited to build what we're building, and we think that what we're building is absolutely critical, for the world. We're building infrastructure, and we also have some really, really, really cool people out here. We'll probably make some announcements here pretty soon. It's a massive project that our friends are building from Spain. That's a perfect synergy to House of DAO. I guess I can tell you kind of what it is high level, but imagine crypto and Disneyland mixed together, and this is what we're talking about. So the vision, if you guys have been following us, is to build places in the world where all of us can get together and be like-minded and live together and work together and travel together and have that community. But these guys are going to make sure that we have entertainment where we are as well, like serious entertainment, and so that's really exciting. There's just so much that we're working on. Any idea when the House of DAO project and the new private island will? Willie, go ahead.
Yeah, so we're hoping to move in on the 1st of July. Basically, as a proof of concept, really, we'll probably move over there with our team first. We already have a couple of teams that are in our area that we are working with. CDs Exchange is going to be launching with us as well in the future. They've brought their team down here as well. So we've already got people signed up and ready to move over to the island with us. But I guess on the 1st of July, we'll start opening it up, put some videos out there and show you guys what it looks like, whet your appetite a little bit. Obviously, it has to be scalable. So the more interest we have, the quicker we can open this up. I mean, we have the ability to, I think there's 400 villas on there, on the island in total, ranging from 1-bedroom jacuzzi suites to 5-bedroom grand villas on the beach. So basically, we'll be moving in the 1st of July, and the more interest we get as quick as possible, the more we will open it up. The area where we're going to do this is actually from the 1st of July. We'll be coming into a new law within Thailand that is going to sort of ease up the quarantine restrictions. And if you have vaccine, I think you can get in without. Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. So from the 1st of July, you'll probably start seeing some content based on that. And yes, Jaru is invited.
Okay, I got. There's a Dan that asked a question. I gotta look out for my fellow Dans. If you go to help.network.com, you'll see all sorts of articles there about how to get started with Ignition. It's really straightforward. Basically, you just need to have some paid tokens in your MetaMask wallet, and then you need to enter the lottery for a project. But yeah, just head over there. The link's also at the bottom of the Ignition page, FAQ or help, and you can get your answers. And then there was one other thing somebody asked about HyperSign for the DID and biometrics. Great question. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be talking to them and seeing if it fits our use case of what we want to build, and seeing if there's partnership opportunity there. It's not finalized, but one of my goals, and I've seen a couple projects doing this, that I think is going to be best for the community and really the ecosystem, is that your identity is an NFT. So when you create your NFT with your biometrics, you own it, and you don't have to actually reveal any of your biometric information to any of the projects that you're using your NFT for. So it's a completely private, but it's still unique to you, and nobody can ever recreate or replicate that because it's based on your biometric data. So yeah, I'm excited to talk to them and see if it kind of fits, or if it's a better use or a better setup for that kind of design.
And that's one of the things that we, one of the things that makes us so bullish and why it's so obvious for us to be building out our layer 1 for paid chain on Polkadot is because we have this massive ecosystem that we're creating. I've been in the space forever, and we're incubating, advising, interacting with everybody, and we want to build and support everybody that's in the master ventures and paid ecosystem. So of course, if the product from HyperSign suits our requirements, definitely we would choose to use them over anybody else, or if it works, build it better than building it ourselves. There's a lot more too. We like to connect all these projects with each other as well. Building a layer 2 solution for paid network as well. We launched Metis DAO, and we want to give them an opportunity to show the world what it can do for paid and Ignition. So of course we can go with Polygon, and we of course I've been talking to them as well. And maybe we can offer both layer 2s as well, and you guys can see which layer 2 suits you better. But the fact of the matter is that we definitely want to support the projects and help grow the projects that come into our ecosystem. I think that's one of the benefits that projects see as well, is our support and hooking people up with different projects that we've been supporting in the part of what we're building. Dan, were you gonna say something?
No.
Yeah, I just see Adrian there. I know it's paid network. Too many business people, no real developers to deliver.
Yeah,
on our team, you wouldn't believe how many we have. The outlay and the cost of our developers each month is one of our biggest. We have 3 to 4 teams working with many teams behind them. We have multiple project managers, developers, scrum downs. It's crazy how many developers we have working. So definitely don't agree with that.
Yeah, we're getting some good Rust developers in, so we can start building in that direction quickly. We definitely have a robust tech side of our business. They're busy building. That's why the business people are busy interacting with you guys, but that's not what they're for. So they're not as much in the spotlight, but they're still there.
Yeah, you can't get a developer on YouTube. He probably wouldn't have 10 words to tell you.
we could get Ben on. We can get Ben on one of these days, and Ben will answer the questions. Ben's excellent.
Awesome.
We have about 30. I think about 30 developers at this point working with us. So and that's and to be clear, there is a lot of project, but think about it, like House of DAO doesn't require developers really, unless we end up building some type of governance model into the ecosystem, which we can probably do. If you think about big picture, right? Big picture here is I've always wanted to create places in the world where I never had to go back to the boring suburbia neighborhoods that a lot of people grow up in, where you don't know your neighbors, where you can't have a chat with them about things that you care about, things like that. And then I wanted that ecosystem to be completely modern and fit for our times. And that's what Paid is building. Paid's building those legal agreements, those business agreements, so that we can conduct business with each other without having to go to the courtroom or without having to hire attorneys. We're building really core infrastructure of the world. House of DAO is villages, communities, and where people will be living and working and raising families and educating their children in a different way than the crappy public school education systems that we have now. Or the useless, my opinion, useless universities that charge a ton of money, where people really learn all the skill sets they need for life after that anyway, online or on the job or whatever. So one of the things I love so much about crypto and blockchain is the infrastructure that's being built to make the world more efficient. And so with House of DAO, you have the city infrastructure, the villages and the network. And then with Paid, you have the legal system that's being built out as well, that you and I can make an agreement. If you're at House of DAO Medellin and I'm at House of DAO Philippines, and we want to do a business agreement, we can use Paid Network for that. So so we are focused really on the biggest infrastructure problems I think that are in the world, and we won't stop innovating. But the point is that Master Ventures is a parent company for everything that we talk about on these AMAs and that you guys know me for. And the model is Master Ventures has a core team, and then we build teams and developers for each project, so each project gets the proper attention that it deserves and the proper resources. So we are very well aware of not spreading ourselves too thin and making sure that everything that we tell you that we're going to deliver gets delivered.
Hey, Kai, I think we need to wrap it up. You've got some stuff to do. I'm getting pinged by the staff saying, "Hey, tell Kyle we need him." I see somebody's asking, Kyle not holding Omni on BitClout. Listen, we created this coin today on BitClout. Kyle's been busy. I've been busy. He will hold Omni. Don't worry. I'll make sure of it.
Here's a good one too. So this is you guys
he's also got her in his DMs. Let me tell you, he actually has Paris Hilton in his DMs. So
yeah, we chatting on Twitter. Maybe we can get Paris Hilton and Omni to do some stuff together, just to have a good value proposition. All right, guys. Is there anything that Willie or Dan you guys want to say to wrap it up?
Yeah, I said just give us. Yep, go ahead, Dan.
I was just gonna say, thanks for your support. Yeah, we're excited to be building this, and we couldn't do it without everyone supporting us and believing in this vision that we really we believe in. It's going to help change the world, and need you guys there. So thanks.
Yeah. Also from my side, guys, just have a little bit of patience with us on Apollo X. We're trying to make it perfect, and we will roll it out as soon as it's ready. Again, thank you guys for your support and everything, and I hope we've answered the Apollo X questions and they're not flooding the comments next week. But yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on that. And don't worry about the market, guys. It's going to get better. Paid's going to rise in the future. We got so much ahead. Don't lose faith. We're all working our ass off over here. We haven't given up on anything, and this is just a blip. So stay positive, guys, and thanks for everything.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too.
Night.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Willie. Bye-bye.
Thanks.